Welcome back to Stranger Palooza. I'm Hank Strange. We're joined by Nick Brecchio.
Good morning.
Coachmen Class B.
Yes, sir.
Nick, thanks for doing this.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Absolutely. Now, guess what? Today, we're going to do a full walkthrough, the full thing. We haven't done this in a while. Our most popular video is a full walkthrough of a van that I own, my 2021 Beyond, okay, which is built on a Ford Transit body. This is a Galleria 24Q, which is obviously built on the Sprinter chassis.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to do a full walkthrough of this. We're going to explain everything to you guys. All questions answered in this video by Nick. It's going to be very thorough. Let's get started and get into it right now. All right, as I said, this is going to be completely thorough. We're going to go through everything. We're going to talk about the Sprinter chassis of this. We're going to walk around the van, and then we're going to go inside. So if you want to skip ahead, Lola's going to do a list that you guys will find in the description that will basically take you to very important points in the video. So let's just go over some of the basic specs of this particular van. I believe it's a diesel. So correct. What are we looking at?
3.0 turbo, putting out 188 of horsepower. It's been very reliable, good engine, handles this 24-foot 2-inch chassis very well.
Right, it's a diesel, so lots of low-end torque in it. Let's see if we can just give the folks a quick look out there.
Absolutely. Couple things. If you ever raise your hood to show off your engine, do not grab this hood with this down. I'm no longer replacing people's hoods because they do this. That's not my fault. We're just going to throw some little things in there left and right. Yes, exactly.
From the guy who has to deal with all of them.
So some fluids, some things are different. If you folks don't know, you do and will have to use DEF. DEF can be found at any truck store, Walmart, etc. You're going to keep a box. It's about 12 by 12. It's a fuel additive. Very important.
So I'm sorry, before we skip on to that here, so with DEF, this has to do with this being a diesel and then emissions, right?
Yes, sir.
So this, I don't know if DEF has something to do with diesel,
I'm going to guess diesel
engine.
Emission fluid.
Yeah, emission fluid.
I don't know what it actually stands for.
Yeah, but if you have a diesel, by law,
anybody.
Yeah,
Mercedes, pickup truck, anybody. Yeah,
so there's some stuff that's in there to help make it cleaner, diesel or whatever, and that's the fluid, and you have to change that, and you can do it yourself, right? So this doesn't have to go to a dealership or anything.
This is the one item, and the windshield fluid you can fill up.
That's right here.
Everything else, we want Mercedes to work on. So inside here, we are in an Li3. I know we were just talking about chassis, but I wanted to point out, this is your location of your Balmar. Your Balmar is your voltage regulator.
Okay.
Never let water get in here. This is your air intake.
And then over here you'll find your windshield washer fluid if folks want to know where that is. That's very important. You go through a lot of these on road trips. So there you go. That's where you can fill that up.
Right here you have a ground bar for jumping. So you ground here and then to jump your battery. So it's a built-in ground. On this particular van, we have the emergency inflation valves for our VB air suspension. This is an option that we do. We don't do a lot of it, but this is on the rear of the coach and it adjusts height, ride cushioning, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Pretty simple, beautiful engine, great performing engine. You know, people ask longevity. We've got some folks out with Fords right now that have 100,000 miles. We've got people with Mercedes that got 150,000. Typically the diesel, you hear this a lot, breaks in at those higher mileage.
Yeah. Diesel can go a lot further.
Go forever.
Yeah.
Go forever.
And there's still folks that like a diesel. I'm guessing at some point we'll be switching over to other things.
Yep.
But diesel's pretty good for a lot of folks out there. Very flexible if you want to do things. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of low-end torque. Now, the number one thing I see with folks who are looking at getting a Sprinter, they're always worried about maintenance, you know, having to go to the dealerships or all of those things around that. These, I think, are getting assembled here, right, in America?
Last year, some still come in from Germany. Most are coming in from South Carolina.
Okay.
You know, most of the folks that do buy our Galleria products either have a Mercedes in their garage or have owned a late model Mercedes. Just like your late model Mercedes car, you're going to have to take it in and have it serviced by a Mercedes dealership.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, one thing that happens when we have our customer groups together, like last year in Ocala, one of the customers at the Ocala show, we had two couples, husband and wife, Beyond owners, Galleria owners. The husbands were sitting there talking and the wives were listening. The husbands were sitting there going back and forth. The Mercedes husband mentioned what he pays for an oil change when required. And you saw the wife going, do we pay that much for oil change? Because that's a Ford customer. And he goes, no, I do it in my garage or my driveway. Let's just keep it quiet. So there are a little bit more complex turbo diesel. We want to make sure it gets serviced by Mercedes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of computer management stuff on these Mercedes, so you really want to...
The most intelligent chassis I've ever been around.
Yes.
And we're talking a cargo van.
Yeah.
And extremely, extremely intelligent.
Very high tech, yeah.
No reason to be running out of gas. It should tell you miles and miles beforehand.
Yeah, it's going to warn you.
It's going to tell you a lot.
Listen to the warnings. You actually have to put diesel in here.
Yes.
And we'll show you where that goes in and everything. So if you're looking for really good lights, when it comes to visibility on the road, if you're driving at night, which is when I do a lot of my driving, one big thing with the Mercedes is you're getting the better lights, right?
Yep.
You're getting the you know, the high visibility lights,
LED
very intelligent.
lighting. Yes.
Yeah. They can see, it sees around corners, all that kind of stuff. So
we have had some instances, and we're probably going to see some instances where we're not going to be able to get some certain options from some of our chassis manufacturers. So I know coming into this year, we might not be getting an option or two that we've gotten in the past.
That's on the building end. They don't have
computer
those
chips that link into. If this is a smart LED headlight, and that chip is dedicated to that, they're going to have to go back. We don't know where we're at right now. I do know I'm tapering back off of the power door option. I just every Uber I've ever taken for the last 5-6 years traveling for work, I get the Uber, the gentleman drives up, he is in a Caravan, a Dodge Caravan, 5 years old. Every time I push that button and he pushes the button on the inside, that power door works.
Right, very important.
We're just not having that kind of success on the power doors that are being offered now, so I want to wait for them to get their game up to speed, and then we'll see where it's at, and we'll start speccing that in more.
And I think your oil change on this is probably 10,000 miles. I know on the Ford it is, so on this it will probably be 10,000 miles. Check with your local dealers. From what I hear, the Mercedes dealers deal with the Sprinter vans.
Yes, they do.
And I think there was something that was being said, if people have problems, there's like a remote unit of Sprinter vans maybe that can... We
have a gentleman that comes here and he just drove in. Actually, his van's sitting right over there. We can't have him work on these, but let's say if we're striking out at the dealer level, and most manufacturers would just say, hey, look, strictly talk to Mercedes. We're going to stay out of this. I don't like doing that. We like to hold hands a little bit and walk our customers through it. We've got the relationship with Mercedes. But like the other day, we had a customer in the service department, and they kept on messing with their windows and pressing their key fobs while I was in the service department.
Right.
Well, the customer leaves, and hey, they didn't know, and we didn't know. Customer leaves, service tech Jeff gets in the van, the van's dead. Sprinter's dead. Jeff's like, what did I do? What did I do? So we pick up the phone, hey Frank, okay, why is this van it died? Nothing goes up and down, nothing's working.
It just looked like it bricked.
It just, like everything shut down. So he's rattling through what it could be. That could be the child's play. Well, there's a child's play setting that if a kid gets in there and starts pushing buttons in random, the van's going to shut down for safety reasons. So extremely intelligent. You know, Hank's asking me to do a video on this. I know quite a bit about this chassis, but there is so much we don't know because there's so much smart hidden features within the van. So I love the Mercedes product. Graphite gray, I think, is a personal favorite of you both. This was really an unseen opportunity for us. At the end of last year, we had an opportunity to get some orders in that we didn't have in, and Mercedes had built some extra.
We'll close this down.
Mercedes had built some extra. It was all graphite gray. We knew.
Close it.
We knew.
There you go.
We knew we needed the chassis. Weren't sure about the color, but the color, especially in the stealth package, is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yep,
I love this color. I hope you guys continue to order this. So at some point in the future, you know, when I upgrade,
there you go.
I can get this color.
Yep.
I can always wrap it, but this, if it comes like this, it's great.
Yep. Some
So-
things that we do real quick on Stealth. No paint on Stealth. No paint on Stealth. No paint on the bumper.
Okay.
You get rid of your standard aluminum rims.
Right.
You don't get the Alcoas, but you get the OEM Mercedes steel rims that we send out for paint. And it just looks beautiful. You know, you do get a lot of road wear up front here.
Yeah.
And you've got a very beautiful bumper. Some of the folks like to get in a little bit more off-road settings. So I direct them to the Stealth package. It looks gorgeous.
And so that's all. This is obviously not a Stealth package, but it is it's a 4x4.
Yep.
Now, if you get the Stealth package, you're saving about what? Like about $2,000-$3,000 maybe?
Ballpark.
Yeah, roughly.
Yep.
So if you want to do that, great option. I would Rhino line those parts of it that are left the way that they are. So that's good to know.
You can see.
Yeah, we've got a lift here because of this 4x4. Yeah.
You'll be 3 inches higher on a 4x4 than a non-4x4.
Okay.
3 inches higher ride height.
And that's done by the factory or by you guys?
No, by Mercedes.
By Mercedes. Okay.
Yep, just like the power door. We've had some calls recently that people say, okay, we didn't get to chassis with the power door option. Can you put in Coachmen's power door option on the Mercedes? I don't have a power door option. That comes from Mercedes.
Comes from Mercedes.
Yep.
Okay. So here we go. Let's open this door for a second and pardon the noise.
Yep.
Obviously, you know, it's a working factory. Stuff is getting built. There's a bunch of Mercedes vans around here and all the Ford vans and everything. So diesel, you'll see that here. You got to put diesel fuel in it.
And
you know,
what I like
that's how it
about
works.
this is we have a lot of single female customers. And Houston, I read some stories about this, that when ladies are outside, they're picking on the female single customer. When they're outside their van pumping gas, they're susceptible.
Right.
So what you can do now,
You can open.
You can open, lock, wait till you're filled up, get out easier. So you're not going to be, you don't have to sit outside and babysit this. So that's a nice little feature.
That is.
Yep. We get a lot of people asking, is this put on by Coachmen? This is a Mercedes part. This is a Mercedes part. It goes into the extrusion that's built here. Beautiful upgrades up front here. And this is one thing that I'm getting a little nervous about.
Okay.
They're saying that they might not have power seats available for
Oh,
a
wow.
little bit.
Okay.
Which
So power programmable seats is a big deal.
chip
Yeah, you don't get it on anything else.
chip related.
Yeah, so that would be, but that is a feature right now. If you guys get it, you can program up to 3 positions, I guess.
Yep.
With that.
And what
on each
customers do, 1 would be driver, 2 would be my seat when I'm spun around. And you can automatically set it, because if you spin this seat around, you're going to be forward of the controls, and you're going to kind of have to. So if you just
hit 2,
you're good to go. Beautiful display. They really dressed it up from the days of using the Becker stereo, which we didn't use very often. Nice, very nice leather wrapped steering wheel. Did a much better job up top with phone storage, phone charging, a couple more cup holders.
We'll get into that.
They
We'll
did a
show
great
all
job.
that as we get in here.
Did a great job.
We'll show the seats and everything. So let's keep going around here on the outside. What I've noticed out here is that everything is very clean. Everything's color coordinated, color matched out here for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And not a lot
Yeah. So here's what are we looking at here? These are all our plugins.
So this is your water management panel.
Okay.
And you're going to have some good descriptions up top. So tank fill, city fill, city water, outside solar recept for if you wanted to get some aftermarket movable solar panels, black tank flush kit, your macerator. We never want to run the macerator dry. We always want to make sure product's in there. Human product, okay?
Okay.
Satellite cable, hot and cold, and you get the quick disconnect.
So this is for the outside shower. You have a quick disconnect.
So what's kind of nice about this, you can move these baffles, still have your
leave
water
it
line,
open.
and not have to worry about
nice.
rodents, etc.,
Yeah,
etc.
okay, didn't realize that. Okay.
All right,
nice,
so
so you
nice
can-
little feature.
Yeah, so you can hook everything up, move those out of the way, and then close
You
this.
can have your cable on this side, and your water.
Okay, and this is lockable.
Yep.
You unlocked it.
Yep. And,
Okay.
and one cool thing about the Gallerias is, you know, most guys have 6 or 7 holes on the outside, or appliance exits, if you will. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 1 low. And the 1 low here is our macerator.
Right.
And you have some lights on the inside, some body lights that run just behind the fiberglass running board that are great for aesthetics going down the road. But I like having that light on because it lights up this whole compartment
at night.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Macerator, it's a blender for your humid waste. What I would always do is make sure I extend the macerator all the way out.
Okay.
Extend it out. You're gonna hook it goes 15 feet, and you're gonna put it into your.
So you want to give yourself some room.
Yep.
You don't want to pull up right on top of that.
Nope, you can give yourself 15 feet if you need.
Okay.
And the number one thing is when you're putting that back in, twist the little cap. Make sure it's clean. Make sure you rinsed your gray water. You started with black first, then you did your gray. We know it's sterile. Then what I want you to do is come here. It's out 15 feet. I want you to lift it up and just run off all the debris and make sure it gets clean into your sewer discharge, and then put it back in. Keep that cap kind of cracked because you don't want air built up for a vacuum.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Okay. Some people like the macerator, some people don't. Typically, if your macerator's got an issue, you have a 4-wheel drive. That's not necessarily to take you up the side of the mountain, okay? Or to go back. I mean, you got $100 and some thousand. Well, we're creeping up into $180,000, $200,000 MSRPs. Let's not take this 4-wheel driving, okay? This is a touring vehicle that has 4-wheel drive. So some of our customers get back into some situations. There's a little 4-inch, I think it's 3.5-inch clear cap that is the seal to the macerator.
Okay.
And it's an inspection opportunity to see if you can see your motor going. Sometimes if one of those screw housings break, there's an O-ring in there and it allows, there's a leak. So we keep them in-house. They are on back order right now, but typically that's the only thing that happened is that little glass cap just got a little. And
you could change that.
Easy.
Okay.
Six screws.
All right, good to know.
6 screws, yep.
All right, so you guys keep those on hand.
Yep. We're back ordered a little bit right now, but we usually keep a handful of those for everybody.
Yeah.
Going back a little bit, we've got the Alcoa rims. Hank pointed that out a little bit earlier.
Yeah. And that's a big name. I've never seen the name actually on rims.
Yep.
Alcoa is a big name.
What some manufacturers, what they're doing is they'll take off the Alcoa and put a Mercedes emblem in there.
Oh, I see.
and that's awesome because that's fine. This is the most approved aftermarket rim for Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
0.005 tolerance, high-end rim. So we got 3 rims: the standard aluminum rim, the upgraded Alcoa, or your stealth package gloss black painted.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Here, I'm just going to close down some of these things. Go ahead.
We didn't mention what this is.
This is your Truma. This is your Truma exhaust. So if you were to go around to any other RV build here, not many, I don't think anybody on my campus is using the Truma. So if everybody else has a Suburban or an Atwood, more gas-fired, this is gas-fired too, but more traditional RV. If you were to put your hand on a traditional RV Suburban furnace, it says Suburban on the metal grate, and you'll have a blister that's spelled Suburban backwards. Well, why is that? Such inefficiency. All that heat is coming to the outside. This is extremely, extremely efficient. 98% efficiency. It's almost like a dryer duct versus hot exhaust. Okay. So there's a little bit of moisture in here. I would let my little daughter Olivia lean right up against this. It wouldn't burn her at all. So,
so that's why I use Truma.
Very efficient. Truma, small. I've got water heater and furnace in one instead of 2 appliances. Truma backs us with a great warranty, very well engineered products, and it's a relationship that we're really proud of.
Okay.
Smart plug. This is something new for this year. And while everybody might think this is a very small
upgrade,
it means a lot to me. Couple reasons. You have far more bite here. You've got a marine grade clips that clip on the side. You've got more higher grade internals, connectivity internals for electricity. Furthermore, if we had the plug with us, when you plug it in, there's a little oval light the size of a pinky nail that will tell you if you have reverse polarity. The copper in the plug is a little higher end, so in the colder climates, you're not dealing with a constant pigtail.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find one in there.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's the benefit of this? Do you have to use like those monitoring devices, you know, before you go hook up to shore power?
You can always use a south wire or one of those external
like Bully
devices.
Dog or whatever.
Everybody can do that.
You can still use it, but if you don't use it, this still looks at everything, right?
Yep. It's going
Checks
to be
the
much
circuits.
higher end.
Okay.
We were one of the first guys to get on this. If you were to go to, if you're in Florida, you go to your marina, you're going to see this on high-end boats. And what I like the most about it is it's a positive catch versus skipping the plastic threads on the washer that's on the outside.
Yeah, you've got to thread it on.
So man, that's a nice clip. You saw the one in my office. A nice positive latch.
Yeah,
Clean.
we may see one in there, and we'll show you guys that. It could be somewhere back here. So on the tow hitch here,
5,000 pounds.
5,000. Okay.
Yep. Now that's high. It's real high. 5,000 pounds. Ford after we convert it is about 15 to 1750. I've got one customer out there that disagrees with me. I'm going to trust him. He worked with Ford, but that's what we tell our customers. And I think we're about 750 to 1,000 on Dodge.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, so on the Ford you can't do 5,000.
No.
Okay, 5,000's on this.
That torque.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So this could tow my bass boat if it wanted to.
Okay. Interesting. Let me see. I don't know if there's any cables back here. That's why I'm just trying to
take a peek.
go open this.
I see the hose cable underneath.
Yep. We've got our new auto motion rear screen door.
Yes.
A little bit tighter weave. I've been struggling finding a good screen door. What I like about this is there's a bead on the inside of this screen material so it doesn't push out.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less quick to pull.
Okay.
Most of you customers know this is our window covers.
Yeah, your sunshades.
Yep.
Okay, that tears away. That's nice.
And that's just Velcro. I'm not tearing anything.
Okay.
Just like putting this back up so we can see.
Mm-hmm.
You got your floor mats. You've got your quick disconnect.
Here we go.
Yep. And here's that smart plug that I was talking about. And you can see far more positive. And they're so
there you go.
Techy, you know, who would put a cap on a, but very beefy. There's your reverse polarity, very limber copper.
Yeah.
And we just thought, you know, we have a marine grade look to our cabinetry and our arch cabinets. We got a lot of owners that are marine guys, and just perfect fit for
I didn't know that. Okay, so that comes with a cap. You put this on if it's like outdoor.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
okay.
debris.
All right. Cool.
Yep. And we'll have some more information if it's not already posted on our Facebook, on our page, about the benefits of Smart Plug.
So we got tables in here, mats and stuff like that back here, as well as your, I think that's the shower, the outdoor.
The outside shower.
Outside shower right there.
Got your power sofa. We got these little catches to make sure, or these little grabs to make sure the seatbelts stay in line.
So you don't lose these.
Well, so they don't spatially get caught over here. Again, Lithionics battery. Something, what customer? Kevin Ivey out of the Carolinas requested this. So,
water pump.
Yep, water pump switch in the back.
So you can turn it on and off. Yep. That's cool.
Nice little feature.
So this is a Li3.
Yes.
How much, what do we have here? Like 600
we're at 600 amp hours. We're looking to make a little bit of a change to get a little bit more amp hours, and that should be coming shortly. Again, the Lithionics relationship's been fantastic. Love those guys down there.
They're actually in Florida, I think in Clearwater.
Yep. We are one of their top customers, if not their top customers. And we just got a great relationship with them. They're very easy to work with, and just lucky to have made that choice. Since we're in the back, we're one of the only guys that also does a privacy. You've got ventilation capability, privacy capability.
Okay.
Sometimes you only need to put it right there to block the sun, and you can still let some air through.
Yeah.
In the back here, this is a very common question. This is Mercedes OEM Light. We reuse it.
Okay.
So there's 3 settings. There's one where it'll be constantly on. There'll be one when it will come on when the doors are on. And then there'll be an off. This also controls your side step light.
Oh,
okay, so if your side step light is still on, come back here and go through your selectors.
Control it from there. Okay, very good. Doors, do you guys have insulation in these doors?
No, and we started with the Beyond. Here's the thing. When we got a lot of customers out there, and I understand, folks, they're insulating their back doors. But the number one thing, please don't pop this panel off, and then don't pull back the Mylar, the clear Mylar that's protected with the tar line. Keep that enclosed. Keep this enclosed because you've got major water intrusion right there.
Okay.
And we want to keep on top of the OEM protection.
Okay.
So keep the OEM protection there. That way if a flap of insulation or something that we installed got on this mechanism, I need to make sure that you guys haven't done anything to these back doors that would keep somebody from coming out the rear in case of emergency.
Okay.
Talk about safety all the time. So
understood.
Yep.
And this would be your rear exit right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Again, still with the marine grade PVC vinyl, doesn't rot, doesn't absorb moisture, will never mold. And when you saw, there's 3/8 inch foam there. Just any addition of sound deadener or insulation in a van is critical.
Absolutely.
We could have not backed it with foam. That's a process, but I really like it. It just fits the contours of the van better.
That's good. Let's move around here.
GFI outlet. If we do have an outlet issue on the inside, come out here and trip these. Trip this outlet.
Okay.
And then that
So is that a standard where it is on the outside? What's the reason for that? I noticed on my Beyond it's the same thing. I have to come outside. So in the middle of the night, when I'm all settled in, Nick, I got to come outside and push the button. Why is it on the outside?
Kind of proprietary electrical thing that we got going on. I can't elaborate on it too much, but
all right.
Yeah. So check if your outlets go out in your interior. Come out here and double
Top
check.
tip.
That.
It took us a while to figure that out. Now you have this on the other side. I just wanted to point it out. In the glass, there's a window here. We'll show it when we go in. But there is a window for ventilation here in the back. Which is pretty cool.
So if I were to buy, we talked about this last week. If I were to buy a Mercedes with Mercedes windows, this is what you'd be looking at. No venting. So we bring our Mercedes in without windows. We install. We've been doing it for a long time, and it's a really nice benefit to have these split windows. On a day like today, we probably wouldn't have the AC running.
Yeah, you don't need to run
Get the fan going.
Yeah, get nice ventilation. If you're cooking or, if you eat something that's, let's say like, Lola and I had Indian food. You might want to, vent. You might want to vent.
Hush mat. Hush mat's a product a lot of people don't use. A lot of people just pass right over the wheel well. This is the loudest part of your van. Feel how hush that is?
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty solid.
It's crazy. It's crazy how quiet that is.
Oh yeah. So you guys have hush mat up in there, so it doesn't become a drum.
Just so you don't hear everything. Everything. A couple years ago, we moved the exhaust from behind the tire to in front of the tire.
Okay.
If you ever got a blowout, it's gonna go to the back and then rip your exhaust up. So and we added a little bit of curb appeal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With the
it's a
inline exhaust.
a little bit of chrome. And then it comes into to the molding. So you guys add this, right?
Yeah, we add the fiberglass running board. That does not come from Mercedes. That's our design, our build. There's the entry light. We're gonna leave that on. Remember, I controlled that from that OEM light that we reuse.
Yeah, and then here before we go in, you do have another. Is this another opening window here? Does this open out?
They tip out, so you can be in a rainstorm.
So they all tip out.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice. And then we have an awning.
13-foot Carefree Colorado awning. It's got a motion sensor, wind sensor built into it. Carefree calls it a motion sensor, but if your van's not in motion and we're sitting here right now and we had this awning out, why would it go in?
Heavy wind.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily motion. I know some of you might know me. I do not like gray area. Gray area is uncharted waters. So bear with us on that.
So rain won't take it in, right?
No.
So if it's out and
if it's raining and flopping.
If it's raining and flopping.
But pressure from the
Okay.
rain won't take it in.
Right.
But the
So-
arms are, you can articulate the arms and get a quick dump.
So now what happens, like I know I was talking to someone today that had not one of these, not a van, but a different vehicle, I think a Class C, and they said they had theirs out, got a lot of rain on it, and it tore through the whole thing.
Yep.
So if it's raining,
Put it in.
you need to put it in because the sensor is not going to come on
Correct.
if it's not high wind.
Correct.
And bring it in.
Correct.
Okay.
Now there's some legs, like on some of the fifth wheels, the legs articulate down with a certain
Amount
water
of
load.
weight, yeah, and it
but-
dumps the water
Yeah,
off.
and so if I'm chilling here and it's raining and you're my
I've seen
neighbor,
it.
I'm just like, hey, morning, Hank. That could be.
We were at a show, and I saw
It's happened to
some
me.
people. It was raining. I think it was the show. Was it in Tampa, or I think it was in Ocala, and it was raining, and there was an awning out, and water built up, and it was dumping it every so often, and these people were under it, and it just dumped on them.
Newbies.
Yeah.
Always stay away from the corners of awnings in the rain.
Yes.
At shows.
Absolutely.
We've got some grip tread up front. Again, the Alcoas. As we mentioned, this is an Li3. We'll talk about a little bit more on the inside. This is a maple cabinet, fog interior. So fog is going to be the color tone of the seats.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's go in.
All right. Made in America.
Here we go.
All right. So as we come on in,
So this was a queue, and explain to us what the queue layout
Okay.
is, because this
Yep.
is a queue layout,
so
right?
pre-COVID, we were seeing a major trend towards two people, our FL and our 24A. Barely building any Qs, barely building any Ts.
Okay.
March of last year, all of a sudden, I was thinking about getting rid of the T, not the Q, but the T. The T's a 3-seater. The T will be 1, 2, 3 seats, big refrigerator here,
Okay.
control panel above. 4-seater, all these seats articulate and turn around, and you can have your little lunch, breakfast, dinner, afternoon entertainment.
You can have more people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very nice.
Yeah.
Again, this unit has the VB air suspension, so if you see a controller up here, that's what that's for.
Yeah, we're gonna come in.
Yep.
So like our kids don't know this exists, by the way. So I'm gonna try to make sure my kids don't actually look at this
Yep.
video because they're like, well, how come we can't go? They grew up traveling with us,
Yep.
and we had a conversion van,
Yep.
and they had their own seats back here, and we're like, yeah, that's not how they make
Here's
them now.
what you do. They make them this way now.
Yeah.
Sleep 2, entertain 4.
Yeah.
Sleep 2 only, entertain 4.
Yeah.
Get out, get your own van. But what's cool
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Let's say we have a family like yours, and it's Hank and Lola's weekend, and let's say the kids aren't here. Man, I wish we could capture this space.
Yeah.
Well, each one of these seats can come out, and if you see the bracketry
Oh,
there,
so that's right
Yep.
here.
Yep.
So you can unhook these and remove them.
So now that's loose.
Oh, so you could take this out.
Put it in your garage.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And then how do you do the articulation? Very easy. Very easy articulation.
move
We'll probably
these
want to
around.
get that up, move it forward a little bit,
Yep.
and you get better
Move it around
articulation.
freely.
In all of our vans, WD-40's nice. Silicone, no. Silicone seems to grab.
Okay.
Teflon. So
Teflon.
Teflon on your door, Teflon on your windows, Teflon just maybe twice a year. Hit everything that you're using every day
Teflon.
with a little bit of Teflon. Teflon will shed that.
Okay.
Teflon down through here.
Okay.
New screen door we got. I kind of like it.
So how does this work? Pull?
Yep. Pull right here.
Oh, nice. Oh, I see.
Our other screen doors had tension on them. So some of our older customers, I'm going to be right
Snap.
there with you.
Yeah.
Your hands aren't the same as what they used to be. Snap back. I know some of you have been frustrated with this, but we were patient, and I think we found the best screen option
That
for
looks
us.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's come in. Let's
come
go
on
in.
in.
Let's get in here. Do you have the
features.
keys, Nick?
Yeah,
Up front.
just go ahead and keys are in the
Do you wanna sit down
Yeah.
and
What is?
then you can.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So
that's
this.
your VB air suspension.
Okay.
So this is going to raise it up. This is going to lower it. I'm not sure what that is.
This splits the van in half.
Yes. No. So VB air suspension is a step up above Sumo Springs. It's a $10,990 option.
Oh wow. And this has it.
Yep. So you can raise up,
Oh. you
raise
can
back to low.
Oh. So you can get higher than where the suspension is right now.
Just rear.
Just the rear.
Just rear.
Why would you do that?
Clearance.
Oh, clearance.
Pivot
Okay.
point. up, pivot point up.
Okay.
Some people use it for clearance. Most, I think we've done maybe 100 of these this year.
Okay.
It's a sizable option, but for those people that are putting a lot of time, travel
On the road? Okay.
could
It
be
helps.
quite worth it. Yep.
Okay.
One thing that I want to point out, with everybody else's van, Hank's hat would be falling off right now because he would be into an overhead cabinet.
Yeah.
One of the big decisions we had to make last year was overhead or no overhead in a Sprinter. Sprinter has one of the highest ceiling heights. We get a lot more tall drivers in owners in the Sprinter. And one of the things that happened is at Tampa show, this could be you if I ran into you. Guys walking around like this. Okay, Nick, now where's the shower? I'm like, sir, why are you bent over? Well, I've hit my head on 3 B van overheads. I'm not going to hit it. I'm like, are you serious? Okay, let's walk back up front and I'll answer your question. Smack dab into it again, and we just got done talking about it. Jokingly, but here's the cool thing. If you're inside your van, you can get out of your van and come around a lot easier than, let's say it's snowing or raining. You
don't have to get out the door.
Exactly. You don't have to crouch down and do the shuffle.
Believe it or not, this is going to sound crazy to you, Nick. Bear with me here. So I'm taller than Lola, as you know. You know, an hour beyond, who hits their head most?
Lola.
I don't know. I don't know what happens there.
You know you're tall, so you automatically duck.
She has hit that thing so many times.
And you're in it a lot more.
She gets so mad at me every time. I'm like, I don't know how you could do this.
So here's some meat of the matters, the brains of the operation. One thing you'll see here is we are at a very low state of charge, and we're looking like 10%.
Oh, so that's why this is on?
So that's telling us something, okay? If something lights up, it's telling you. When you see this, folks, immediately get on the road or plug into a 30 amp, 30, not 15, a 30 amp.
Well, can you run the engine? If you run the engine, will it help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it on the road and run the engine.
Okay.
The quickest will be shore power,
Plugging
30 amp. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's really informative. You can go through and cycle.
So this says here you're at about a 10% state of charge.
We're at 13. We're at 13 amps right now.
Yeah. So when does this cut? When does
About
this
2
battery
hours.
go in? Okay.
When will it die, or when will it get charged up? If we were to take it to charge right now, it'd be about 3 hours plugged in.
Okay. Plugged in.
We probably have 45 minutes left on this as we're using
And
it.
if we get to that 45-minute zone, what happens with this coach?
Shuts down.
So the batteries themselves, because I know they have their own internal battery management, they cut you off.
Yep. And then furthermore, if we don't pay attention to that battery and don't get its needs met, your battery is going to be dead.
Okay.
And then now we've wrecked. So we just took a approximately $10,000 very smart battery that's being used by military, Disney, Tesla, and their automation, not the actual cars. We're taking a very high piece of technical equipment and we're ruining it.
And so, like with this, I know here. Can I just do this?
Yeah.
So can you? One of the things I like about the Mercedes, and I have a video that should be up already for you guys to see. I drove all 3 chassis, Nick, which you know that. Actually, Josh took us out, right? And you can do.
You gotta put your,
I like this. You can do it.
Yep. Go ahead. Foot on the brake.
Yep.
Give it a second.
Boom. There you go. You don't have to put a key in. There's no place to put in a key.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome. This is the only chassis you get that option with.
Correct.
Right? You don't
As
have
of
to,
now.
Yeah. You don't. Push to start. We'll turn the volume down so we don't have any
really good interface.
problems. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty beautiful. I love these air vents here.
Yep.
These are awesome. You can really position these exactly the way that you want it.
There's some very detailed navigation.
Yeah. This is awesome. Yeah, you also have
Mercedes.
you can use the Hello Mercedes thing. You've got cameras, I think, in here as well. Oh, since we said Hello Mercedes is asking us for that. So you can connect to your phone, do all kinds of things.
There's a bird's eye 360. You're probably pretty fond of that.
Yeah, so you can do that. Well, this is a wide view.
Yep.
This is rear, and then this is if you're going to hook up the tow hitch.
Yep.
So it tells you exactly where it would be. This is pretty cool.
Now, guys, on this navigation and weather, all right, you've got weather on your Ford. You've got weather radar, live weather radar. I get a lot of compliments on how people maybe Lola's a little bored and she'll scroll down to see where we're going, like if we're next week or this week. Hey, Hank, you know, in an hour and a half, we got this huge storm. Let's find where that's tracking and go north or south of it, and you can stay out of it. Especially in the wintertime, it's a good way to get real-time information about what you're going to be running into.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, now, I don't know, so let's see, when you put this up, yeah, you can push it down. So the handbrake, it's in, the handbrake is on, but you can still push that down so you don't trip over it. And then if you want to activate it, you've got to pull it back up and then take it off like that. So if you just want to show that, Lola. So when you pull up the handbrake like this, it's activated and you can actually just push it down and get it out of the way.
That way the seat can still articulate in the parking brake function. Yeah. We're going to replace all this. It's got beat up during the VB installation, so that'll get replaced.
So that's pretty cool. So now, like you were, there's a ton of features in here, and this is one of the nice things about Mercedes. Even just driving, you know, the steering wheel feels great. I don't know if folks realize this, Nick. This is actually a mouse right here. So if you go into the different menus, you can actually move around. See how I'm doing that? Yeah, that's a mouse. And this one over here is a mouse too. So if you're in here, see that? You can scroll down and go. Like you said in the beginning, Nick, a lot of technology in the Mercedes. So you can do pretty much everything from right here at the steering wheel that you need to do without your hands going too far. So
very good driving van.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going to the back here. I'll shut this off, but if you get that yellow light, you should probably be running it. I don't know, maybe we can run it.
Let's get ready to ship.
We've already got 1% state of charge.
Went from 10 to 1.
So we're to 11, and then we're at 2. We're putting in 264 amps right now. So.
Yeah. Do you want me to run it just so this doesn't
we'll leave it running if you want. If not, we can shut it off.
We're good.
Are you okay, boss?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bothering us.
All right, let's go back to some of the other functions here. So we talked about the lithium unit, the lithium control.
Pay attention to the yellow light.
Yep. If that yellow light shines.
Don't say Nick never told you.
Yep. Wi-Fi. Again, it's a grab. It's an extender. It's not your sole source provider. You can add an SD card. But if you don't add an SD card, it's going to be grabbing from what Wi-Fi is free and around you. Okay. Talked about the ground effects. You'll see some decorative on both sides. It looks super cool, but at night it's really nice to have that early mornings and at night for that macerator function. Motion sensor.
So, I'm sorry, I just wanted you to go back for a second. So with Wi-Fi, you say you can use the SD card. You mean you could put you can actually get like a mobile carrier and you can put in their chip. And then it would work with this system. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. Yep. Just wanted to be sure.
Motion sensor lights. You got them on inside here. Okay?
Okay.
What's nice is coming in the morning, late at night, you can have all your composite lined, and this is all composite, not wood, carpet. This stuff does not rot, mold, mildew, etc. So really nice. We'll talk about storage. This is the head unit, if you will, for the Wi-Fi Ranger.
So this is where you would connect. I don't know.
SD card goes up on top in the device. It's above your rear doors, and that's on everybody's van. Dodge, Ford, Mercedes. It's above the rear door.
Right. And I think also if you have a hotspot, you can plug it in.
Absolutely.
Here, and then it will go through the system.
You've got very important your 24/7 emergency roadside assistance stickers in there, and then we can come back. LP tank. This has got to be off if you're going to be going under some of the bridges on the East Coast, out west. They do not let you have your LP on.
So the switch for that is in here. That's cool.
There's one outside. This would be an override.
Oh, this is the override. Yep. Okay, got it.
This will kill everything. Use, store. I want to use it. I want to store it. You're going to hear some relays clicking on and off. That's common. Solar. We put a solar switch in there because some batteries were getting overcharged. So now you can control your solar. Yeah. We've done quite a few videos on the Truma. Truma's a great product. Icons are a little European, so take your time to learn. We've got quite a few cheat sheets out there. Go to our Facebook or go to our corporate Coachmen Class B van page, and you'll see a lot of great videos done by me,
how to use your Truma.
Tommy, and Kyle. So this is going to be your interior heat. We're talking hot air. That's your water temperature setting. This is your fuel source, whether you want to go gas or electric. If you are running very low on LP gas, you're more than welcome to use electric.
Okay.
Make sure you have the proper power source, and your battery will be taxed.
Because it uses a lot of electricity,
a lot.
equal to, if not more than what your AC would use.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot. And then our final selection will be fan speeds.
Yeah.
And just look, take your time.
Yeah.
Cheat sheets. Everybody learns different. I can tell you how I learned this, but that might not teach the next
Yeah.
person how to learn it, okay?
And my quick thing on this is that one thing I would say to folks, so if you want to make sure this is all off and it's not draining on anything or doing stuff, just press and hold it and it will go
Off.
to off.
Yep. Because it was drawing something at that time. The Xantrex controller, in our owner's manual, again, that's posted on our Coachmen website, has a really good detail of what how this can benefit you while you're using your van. This is pretty neat. One of the things a lot of our customers and B-Van customers do, maybe you folks don't, usually Floridians don't like doing this, is camping in the winter, taking their B-Van out in the winter.
Yeah.
And we needed a way for people to be able to use water in the winter, because typically a Class B, they'll just say, okay, bring some potable water with you. Well, yeah, we can do better than that.
So you can heat up your tanks.
Yep, so
That's pretty
these
cool,
are
man.
tank heaters for each tank. Now, some manufacturers just put a tank heater on and call it a day. That's not going to protect your water lines. So what we do, and this is in our training manual as well on our website, is we run the water lines and then we insulate, we take a 12-volt heat wire, circle it around the lines that are exposed underneath, and this is only on Mercedes. Then we got to run the lines up through the floor.
Okay.
And that's a very susceptible area too. We need to insulate and protect about 6 inches above the floor. We just can't stop as we're coming up through the floor. So we've got that wire coming up about 6 inches above the floor line. Everything's wrapped in hot water heater, residential hot water heater insulation. And we've tested it down to 5 degrees. Okay, 5 degrees. I didn't test it to 4, 3, 0, 1, -5.
Right.
But Chris Mateus, if you ever go out again, one thing that this young man and I figured out, he called me, fantastic engineer. He's got a tricked out Galleria, very young customer, owns a machine shop, I believe. Calls me, goes, Nick, I'm below. I'm like, what are you talking about below? I'm like, you're gonna run out of gas? What's going on? No, I'm -3. And he goes, and I can tell we're getting some freeze ups and some stuff's jamming up. And I was like, well, you can turn the package on, because I designed this specifically for kind of him. And we weren't getting anything to happen. I was like, you know what, is the wife with you? He's like, yeah, she is. I would, okay, fire up the Truma, get the hot water heater running, turn on the water pump, and this could be for
let it
somebody
move through the system.
I'm just talking about just
a little bit.
Just a little bit to break it.
Yeah.
And for you guys that don't have this option, that's an option. Don't get nervous. Get the Truma going. Get a little of hot water in there.
Just
get a
let
little
it drip.
hot water through the pipes. The PEX expands. It's designed to expand when freezing. But with this, you're down to 5 degrees, and we feel it's been done very well.
Okay.
And nobody goes through that attention to
Yeah,
detail.
we do that when we open it up a little bit in Florida, where we live. It does get down to about 32 or a little bit less than 32, so freezing, and we'll turn on and just let it drip a little bit.
In some of your cases, there's another gentleman out there, I can't remember his YouTube page, but they put some automotive antifreeze in their tanks, not through the drain. They do drop it in the toilet, and they may put some into the gray, but that can help your tank from freezing up in those die-hard situations where you get caught, like
if
in
you really
Texas
got crazy
last year or whatever.
Yeah.
Go Power Solar. Solar, guys. Solar will not power this vehicle. Solar will not power these appliances alone. Solar is not a standalone energy source at all, okay? Solar here for your daily consumption. The solar is going to put 4 to 6 to 8 amps back in per day. That is for what our expectation of you running your 4 to 6 to 8 amp draw refrigerator will draw. So basically that Solar is offsetting what your refrigerator is needing.
Yeah.
Reason why I bring that up, we've had some people that you can spend all the money you want, but I'd rather, if I can tell you a couple bits of information and you can go have a great weekend for the money you were going to put in solar, go have fun. Go to a vineyards, whatever it is, and you don't need solar all over your roof. I think some of our customers are getting in a little confusion. There's some B-Van builders, us, Airstream, Rev, Winnebago, Thor. Okay, we're kind of a main group.
Right.
And then you've got what I call the boutique builders, which I wish we could do. The stunning outside vans and the all these boutique builders,
awesome interiors and stuff like that.
And what you see, and they've got the drone flying over their van, and the whole van's roof is filled with. There's not an inch except this 12 by 12 opening that doesn't have solar. Well, one of the big things that they don't have is an air conditioner. This kind of dedicated refrigerator, because usually they have one of those Dometic cooler slash 12 volt coolers. So the builds are completely different. Okay, so your solar, whether it's Li3 or not, is there strictly to offset your reefer.
It's trickle charging. I get those questions a lot. So people say to me, hey, how long can I go with the solar panels without ever plugging in? You can't go anywhere with that. So you're always going to be using power. So that's just trickle charging. And then like right now we're running the engine. Now you have a second alternator in this. Sir. And that's why if you look at it, it's charging up real fast. It's already at 18%. That's because of the second alternator. That's what you need to do if you're not plugged in.
And they're combining. So we use both at this stage. So right now,
when it's sitting idle,
when both of them are operating, giving us good juice, just not relying on the second.
So the reason for the second is if you try to charge up off of the first, you'll burn it out.
And the second alternator idea came around from those guys in Europe, taking this chassis, going into areas where there's no power, and needing to be self-sufficient. The generator were great. They use those as subordinate, but they wanted to make this a power plant. So like in my van, I have a generator and I don't have a second alternator. So if I want to charge up, I would go to, the first thing is driving. But for me, it would take about 12 hours at this state of charge to really get it, of just driving to do it, because it's not using that alternator all the time. But we're going real fast here. I don't know how long you would know better than me. A couple of hours here, and you don't have to go anywhere. You can get this charged back up, or however much gas you got.
I mean, and you're doing diesel. You're doing diesel, so it's very it's very efficient. It's sipping the diesel. So definitely, you're gonna have to plug it in. To charge it, or drive it, or let the engine run, and you guys do not offer generators, when you do lithium models, right? Because you consider this is where the whole second generator comes. It's just really another alternator.
We're looking at a hybrid, kind of like what your setup is. However, I've been put on allocation by Onan, which I can get any lithium batteries I want. I've got more lithium batteries around me, people wanting to sell them, etc. But we've been put on allocation for our generator. So now I'm having our sales manager, some of you guys know Tommy, hey Tommy, this month we got to take everything that had generator spec'd in, switch it over to lithium. We're dumping a $2,500 generator because I can't get them.
You can't get enough generators.
Expensive lithium system, and thank goodness for Lithionics, otherwise we'd be in trouble. We really would be in trouble.
I would definitely say to people, in my experience with my Beyond, we're very happy with it. I would tell people to go lithium if you could afford it. It's a really great option. You know, what I had to do was, because I wanted the generator, I got that, and then I'm upgrading. So you'd have to go through upgrading and all that kind of stuff. But if you can afford the lithium, or if you get lucky that Nick has to put lithium in, then take advantage of that.
Now, in the FL, or pardon me, the Q, we've got two TVs. We've got one here for the group up front. Some manufacturers are putting the TV up there. We're taking a look at that, but we kind of like the TV back here. And you've got another one in the back here.
Okay.
And then, let's kind of...
And this is the Firefly system here, which we'll have something for you guys from Firefly. But this is awesome. So you've got, this is the panel here.
You've got a panel here.
And a panel in the back.
You've got another panel in the back.
Okay, so we'll go to that. We'll show that. This flashing warning, is that because the sorry, let me go back here. Is that because the awning is locked, this flashing, or is that the battery?
I'm not sure what that is.
It's telling you the on. Oh, sorry.
That could be a
Here we go.
Truma system is offline. So when you shut that off,
Yeah.
When you shut
Yeah.
this off.
Yeah. So let's see. It went away.
Yep.
Looks like it went away.
Yep. And what's cool, guys, and I don't want everybody getting in here and getting all crazy, but this can tell you a lot of information.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yep, without you having to get in and pulling a fuse or messing with a relay or something. So,
one of the best things you guys have in the vans, Nick, is actually this Firefly.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, it's the easiest thing to use for me. Right? If you go to home, you can see everything that's going on. This is where you want your temperature to be. What it actually is here. You know, you can control this is the AC. You can look at what the heat is doing. You can go to your power and see what's going on with your state of charge.
Chassis and house.
Yeah. Even your inverter, you can go into that. And then this is all the lights like you were showing, which you can actually dim stuff.
Yep.
So any of the arrows up and down. I had a walkthrough with Firefly. So that's why I'm being smarty pants right now.
There you go.
So, and you can like, you could take everything off and then put everything on, or set certain things to be on. And then so let's say we took these off, and then when you go back on, just the ones you want on would be there. I think the guy said if you, there's a way to, yeah, if you press and hold, it'll just go to everything. See that? So all of these lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to your temperature here, in here, which I like that now it's showing you from the Truma as well. That's pretty cool. And then if you want to set up your app, so there's actual apps you can use. You can actually go here and set up your app. And see right here, you go to mobile app and you can scan that with your phone, and this is all the stuff you would need.
Good readout. Good
Yeah,
readout
this is awesome.
Yeah.
I've never had any problems, or like what I'm saying, it shows me, it's simple, it's easy to use, I love it.
We did have some tank sensor issues in the beginning with this True Tank sensor, and the True Tank is something I do enjoy. It was a little frustrating, I'm being totally honest with you. But we now, instead of doing 33%, so it'll be, if you're black, 33%, 66%, and the next percentage readout would be, oh, there's poo in my stool. So these read at 5%. 5% increments, and a little bit more accurate. So really enjoy Firefly. We did have some tank sensor issues on the onset. That's my fault, but we've gotten through those, and Firefly is a great partner and doing a good job.
Yeah.
Up front here, let me jump in since we're right above the seats.
Okay.
We got some people that, you know, for whatever reason, debris, dirt, grime got on these seats, and they'll grab, anybody will grab just any cloth and any chemical to clean it.
And start cleaning?
Yeah,
Okay.
so what we want to do, the best thing to do is a white, clean washcloth.
Okay.
409. If 409 can't do it, then isopropyl alcohol with a little bit of water.
Okay.
Don't come in here with that clean cloth and start rubbing, okay? You're just going to set the stain. Dab and lift.
Okay.
Dab and lift. Dab and lift. I love the touch of this new vinyl, and we're getting really good feedback, and underneath here is a little bit of the Q foam in these padded areas that have been a big hit for us. So still running the traditional oak floor, vintage oak linoleum. I've had it for 3 years, and usually if I was in towables, we would have changed every year. It hides debris, it hides damage, it hides wear and tear, and we certainly like it. It's a lot like the Beyond. It's just perfect for that interior.
And this is a one-piece installation?
One piece.
Okay.
One piece lino, front to back, left to right. Really good question there. There's linoleum under my base cabinet. There's linoleum underneath our bathroom. Most everybody else will cut, for whatever reason, they'll cut it out around, and it'll be decking. So if you get a water leak, the lino actually acts as a water seal.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Induction.
So if something spills on these, I notice it just sits there until you wipe it up.
Yep. It's not going to absorb moisture. It's just like the residential linoleum if you were to have it in your bathroom, laundry room, or bath.
Do you have under? Yeah, I think we kicked on some lights underneath.
Yep, we have some underneath decorative lights.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. That's interesting.
Sink cover. A lot of people are like, what's that for? Water can't go through there. No, water can't go through there. Number one, it lightened it up a little bit for my older customers. I'll be there someday too. But during the day, you can put your little lunch plate and dinner plate, and this is a drying rack.
Okay.
Put your plates in there, 2 sets of plates, 2
They
people.
dry off fast.
Dry out fast. You got your round sink, deep sink.
Yeah.
Mentioned to you guys, it's my kid's birthday today, and her favorite thing, though we're not going to Red Lobster tonight to have crab legs, she wants to go to Roadhouse and get ribs, but she loves crab legs. And every other sink is shallow. Before you guys kind of got into B vans, there was a Dometic sink, and this Dometic sink had a head that would come up about this angle, and you couldn't even get a Yeti tumbler underneath it. So residential. You have a high-rise faucet at home, very residential, works fantastic.
Yeah, we're happy with
Yep.
it. Okay.
Back to cabinetry, guys. You hear me talk about it. Almost made a real bad decision a long time ago getting away from these expensive cabinets. Matt Taylor, thank you for reminding me that this is something we should never deviate from. When we get units back with mileage, 180, 60, the integrity of the cabinets are still there. And you've got a lot of people trying to copy us. I see our friends over in Iowa are trying to copy our dovetail, and it just doesn't look the same, and some other guys are copying us. We are very good van builders. I'm going to leave the pros to the cabinets. Cal and his group down at Heritage down the road do a fantastic job.
Excellent.
Convection. I know you're looking for a convection in your
Yes.
Beyond. I'm waiting for a convection that will fit in my Beyond openings, but for
Okay.
right now, in the Galleria, you do have convection.
So that's an upgrade. That's why you would
Yep.
go to something like the
Yep.
Mercedes. You've got more room.
Behind
You get
here
that
is your
convection.
Truma.
Mm-hmm.
The most important drawer in every Class B is the trash can drawer.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand seeing CVS and Walgreens bags riddled throughout a beautiful van, and it just needs to
Not
be.
everyone does it.
I
When I
know.
first started doing this, I thought you were just making that up. I was like, come
No.
on, everyone's going to put a garbage can in
Yep.
there, but they don't actually.
Yep. So storage. Everybody.
Tons of storage in
Storage in Class Bs. There's just not that much. Well, you know.
Now
yeah,
you're
right.
showing off, Nick.
Yep. So what we did, we used to compartmentalize each one of these. So I'm a fisherman. I like large, bigger stuff. You know, I need more storage. So we made a bigger one, and 2 small cubbies, and we repeat it. Did we repeat that on this side? No, we went singular on this side. But again, very nice, very deep, all with composite backed and lined cabinets.
Yeah. This is a lot of storage in
Yep.
here, and also show the radius. So
Oh, yeah,
I know
beautiful.
that one of the beautiful things about Coachmen is you do get this quality of furniture,
Yep.
furniture grade in here, but with the Galleria, you actually have this curvature in it, right?
So this is your plywood, and here is your veneer. That's your veneer. And this material with the veneer, before stained, gets put into a high frequency tool, and it creates this high frequency, and that's how we get this bend.
Makes that radius.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I love
We've got accent lighting here.
So that's an extra
and here.
touch for when people want to know what you get from the Galleria.
Yep.
You get more length.
Yep.
Because this is what, 24
24
feet 2 inches long, so
Yep.
you get a lot more room.
Yep.
And then there's all these different upgrades, like you get a furniture upgrade, you get the convection,
Yep.
and there is a model that has a full-size fridge versus this one, right?
Correct.
So when
Correct.
you're getting these 2 seats, if you want to carry more people, you're sacrificing the fridge.
Seating over fridge,
Okay.
fridge over seating.
Okay.
That's basically the coin toss we're going to be at.
Let's show the fridge. Do you want?
Yep.
Okay, you want to start with that. then.
So we were 50-50 when in 2018, and we're about 90% cooktop LP, or pardon me, induction. And you know, it's nice because we are dealing with an older crowd in the Galleria, grandkids, age, whatever. If let's say you're sitting there with the wife and she's cooking, she just took the scrambled eggs off the pot. You come out of the off the stove. You come out of the bathroom, put your hand down on that stove because you got a bad knee like I do today. You're not putting your hand on something hot. Once that plate's off, this is back to just room temperature. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That's
Safe.
pretty good.
And
So just a quick question here, and I know people are gonna some people might like it, and some people get mad at me interrupting you and asking
You're
you
fine.
questions.
All good.
Have you ever thought about putting the removable ones in here? You
Well,
know,
this
they have
is
some that-
this is removable. Basically,
okay.
feel right here, Hank.
Oh, so these are screwed in. Okay,
Don't
so
feel right.
Oh, right
so
there.
There's legs on it already.
Oh, there are.
We just do like an undermount sink. So we've had some customers. Great question that say, "Hey Nick, can you make this? Can you give me countertop space instead of this? Because now I got more." They worry about that versus this.
or like if I can get a cover or something for that.
A lot of them.
Because I might want to put stuff there, like put a monitor or other stuff in there. Yeah.
A couple of the West Coast boutique builders, they just free float it in a drawer and let you put it outside, inside, wherever you want, which isn't a bad idea. The only problem with my end of the business is I don't have you guys flying into my facility and taking delivery from me. If I send this loose out to a dealer, typically anything we send loose out to a dealer does not get passed on to the end user.
Okay.
You got me?
Yes.
I don't know why we live in a world like that, but so
understood.
That for us.
So if someone wanted to, they could remove this.
We've done a couple of them.
Okay.
Give me a full Corian countertop and loose load.
I'm glad I asked about that. We'll do some other stuff like that. People don't mind. And so then we'll look at the fridge. This is a smaller fridge, Nova Cool.
Yep.
So this has like a little freezer compartment in it.
Not much ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Nick Schmidt?
Yeah, if we give what's next thing? Is it Ben and Jerry's?
Ben and Jerry's or something.
Yeah, he says he can get some Ben and Jerry's bars.
He needs to cut down on that stuff, right?
I don't think his wife actually lets him eat Ben and Jerry's anymore.
12-volt fridge. These refrigerators, Novacool is a great partner, but man, they are. We left 30-some units in the in the yard this month because we were short just refrigerators. So we need them built, but it's a great refrigerator.
Yeah,
easy
you can
latch.
lock it.
Most common question here. This goes on all of them. Lift up, depress. It's that easy, folks.
There you go. So, and then you have this extra one here for
travel latch.
Traveling. Yeah, and then can we just go to this table? I noticed you got a folding table. You've also got a power outlet behind this seat, as well as two 12-volt plugs. It looks like right there.
So, 8 to 5. Everybody doing work up front or in the back, and then after 5 o'clock, you break out the solo cups.
I like this. I like how this table
nautical,
folds.
nice blend.
Nice. And what does this go on?
This goes on.
This goes on that stand-up.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And then you can do some mix and matching.
Okay.
And back here, Lola.
Yeah.
You can see we've got another. So if you want this table back here, that table up front, you can take this off.
And move it. Okay, that's very nice. I like that. That's a nice table.
Do you want to talk about the windows and that way you can air it out a little bit? 'Cause I know it's getting hot.
on both sides here, we can open up the windows, which is awesome.
Yep.
I don't see this many windows in other things that I look at. You might see. Definitely you want windows. Yeah. But to get like windows up front and windows in the back, it's very cool. Yep. And it opens like this, so if it's raining,
absolutely,
you can still have them open.
You already can feel some cross breeze opportunity.
Yeah.
And that could bring us to the
Max fan.
The Max fan. Remote controlled. Very powerful. And again, guys, crack those windows on a day like today. Let's say we're low on power. Let's say we're just stuck. We're just stuck. We know we can't get to a cord. We want to leave 30% reserve in our lithium.
Feel that feels so good, right?
Much better. Yeah. Much better.
It's like AC just kicked.
Yep. Yeah. And really detailed. Thermostatically set.
These are great. If it starts raining, if there's enough raindrops out there, it
rain
closes.
sensor will stop.
Yeah. Also, I notice it won't let me open it if it's raining.
Correct.
It locks.
Shower.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get into the big
showers are probably one of the most difficult features to nail perfectly on a Class B because we're all just built different, right? But a lot of manufacturers are going to the single door. There's one door instead of two. So why does Nick make such a big deal about this? So, I'm getting bigger every day. I just finished my shower up. What I do is I don't like, even when I'm on vacation, who wants to take a shower and be wet and put their wet feet in their dry underwear and socks? I don't. So before I take a shower, I put my mat down here. I've now created a little privacy here.
All right.
People across from me in the campground probably wouldn't appreciate a naked Nick Recchio, so what I do, I've got got some treated glass here, and now I've got a little changing area. I'm actually able to change privacy, get out of that shower, let that fantastic fan pick up the steam, and good to go. This is the Fury head by Oxygenics.
Okay.
According to YouTube, this is the most preferred shower head out there right now.
Is it? Okay.
From pressure to personal feel. I've just moved to a house and I can't stand the water pressure. It's just,
okay.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's just, we're not going to get that kind of residential water pressure in an RV. You can, if you don't go off the pump, you can use the campground's pressure. Before you plug in your garden hose to your outside convenience center, maybe take a look at a pressure regulator. They're about $5-6. It's a brass fitting, and it just dumbs down the pressure from a park. More and more, I don't like seeing these mirrors because we get older, but some days they're necessary. You know, who wants to see all the wrinkles anymore, right? And then down here is something really cool. This is the shower miser.
Yeah, I noticed that's going into a lot of stuff now.
We can't fit it in. There's no plumbing clearance for a rear bath. That's why they're not in the rear baths.
Yeah.
My wife, love her to death. You guys have heard me talk about her, but again, when she goes to take a shower,
I'm gonna jump in here real quick just so I can.
when she goes to take a shower, she gets on the cell phone, she gets her nail polish out, and she makes a whole big deal out of it. And then I'm in the bedroom and all this steam's pouring out. I'm like, honey, you know what's going on? You know, the shower's been on hot for 35
this is called
minutes.
spa treatment.
Yeah. And oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna be able to take a shower then. So, if you only got 30-gallon freshwater tank, I can't take my wife. I can't take my wife unless we get something like this. So what does this do? You can turn the shower on hot, and you have that selected to divert.
To divert.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you turn something on, Lola?
Nope,
No,
she's
I
good.
didn't.
So you take this, spin it over to divert.
Okay.
What this is going to do is allow Jen's hot water to build up to temperature without using any water.
Okay.
Because it's just going to be circulating. Okay. Once it passes by this that product is it changes colors when temperature changes.
Okay.
So when this goes to gray, and you'll see a progression, it'll go to blue to like little gray fingers to more gray fingers, and then it'll go gray. Once that goes gray, you know you're 94 degrees.
Oh, so
and then
now
we
you know
select
it's
it
hot
to
enough
shower.
to jump in there.
And then we
So you
haven't
don't-
we haven't burned up any if we're
Yeah,
turned
you
up.
haven't wasted it by testing it.
Yep.
So now if you switch it to that off position, does it shut off the water in here? What does off do?
It does shut off the water.
Okay, that's good.
Yep. Also,
I've noticed in mine, like in the rear bath, which I love because it gives me a lot more room back there.
Yep.
But if you hit those things by accident, they turn on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's an on and off on this. This is
Cool.
one of the things
Oh,
that's
that's what that is.
highly asked for.
That's
Yep.
nice.
Toilet paper, big showers. We want, we're seeing now some of the Thor companies that are having a closet. Now it's on a 144 chassis, Sprinter, the off-road Revel type, and they have storage opportunities in your shower or your commode. Now we still do see customers that come back, bathroom's never been touched, but there's a closet rod in here.
Yeah.
And that's where he would have put his
You
suits
store
and
stuff,
ties,
yeah.
her dresses, whatever.
One thing I would say about the bathroom, when we initially bought the van, I thought, I'm not going to use the bathroom.
Yep.
I'll stop, I'll use, rest stop or whatever. Now, I do not use any other bathroom.
Yep.
I use the bathroom in my van.
Yep.
And it's just more comfortable.
And that's what I hear 90% of we'll never use the bathroom. We'll never use
I use it.
Yep.
Lola and I take showers and all that kind of stuff. We do all of that in there. Now you're gonna, you've got to go miserly on your shower, and you can get a couple of showers out of it if you're a couple and you're doing the right thing. But definitely, I enjoy the bathroom being there in the van. Actually, Nick, you're not gonna believe this. There was one day I was talking to Lola and I was on the road, and I really, really needed to use the bathroom. I was like, Lola, I'm driving. I can't see there's no rest stop anywhere. And she's like, you're in the van. So I just pulled over on the road, put my flashers on, closed the blinds. They did what I had to do. Got back, washed my hands, make sure you do that, and went right back to driving. I didn't have to wait for a rest stop or whatever to get to.
Yeah. It's a Swiss Army knife of RVs. Everything is at your fingertips, so it's super cool.
Okay, so we're moving to the back now.
As we come back, let's try to get a little shot of this real quick. So, in the fifth wheels in motorhomes, there's a little trend of 2 bathrooms. Bathroom, bath and a half. okay? We can't offer that, right? So you're showering. Where's Lola gonna get made up at? Get ready. So what we did at the time, we had a salesman here. His wife, his name was Angie, and Angie liked sparkly things and always had
would love this. She's got no place
fingernail polish and everything. So we made Angie's drawer and had a little make-ready area. Just those little conveniences on the road where we can fit it in. Removable, or you can load this up with your work shirts, etc. But these are removable, so dual purpose. And again, very common question. Who sits here, Nick? Well, nobody really sits here. This is where we kick our feet up. Typically, you're always going to do it on the jump seat side. We did start mounting the tables on the jump seat side because this is going to kind of be the out-of-the-way hidden side.
Or you can have your dog there.
Your dog, yep. A lot of small dogs around these parts. All LED lighting throughout. Here, we're getting back on the new vinyl with the soft touch vinyl with the Q foam. But here's a little night light, right? And then you've got your reading light, okay? USB ports.
Yeah, which that light has to be on for those USBs to work, right? Yeah. But it's very convenient to plug in stuff.
USB-C, we were talking about that earlier. Rick Hargraves, big computer guy. Nick, I need something that can charge faster. Don't give me a regular 12 volt. Well, Rick was right. We need more of these, and we're one of the first guys that started putting. We take out the old one and screw this one in.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can see.
I'm gonna do that upgrade.
Yep.
Yeah. So here is this regular ones here.
That should be 12 volt and C.
Oh, yeah. So 12 volt and C USB up here also.
Yep.
And then another little panel for so if you're in the back, you can control. And
speakers.
Yeah.
You've got your another reading light. Common question here: what are these for? Everybody can use a helping hand every day, right? So some days working out, maybe getting out of the bed, powering the sofa down and putting your suit jacket up here, hanging anywhere is beneficial. We talked about the OEM light. We've got the CPAP machine, which has been a pretty good feature. And again, guys,
so that's the grommet for the CPAP to come out.
What we want to do, put your CPAP in here. You can run the 110 power cord here. You can disconnect your CPAP tube and mask from the CPAP device. And
wait, is it in this one or the other one? I think it's in the other.
It's in the back corner, but
it's in this one.
Pardon me.
In this one, I can see it. Yeah, sorry. Here, let's close this. Yeah, it's in this one. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the bigger cabinet. Yeah.
A little bit different than the Beyond. I thought I was in a Beyond.
Yeah.
And you can store it all the way in the back corner.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, guys, just please watch your dips with fluid building up in the bottom, and don't pinch anything with the sofa Mac.
Okay.
The Power Mac, okay?
Yeah.
If we wanted to, we can operate the sofa very easy.
And these windows also open.
Yep. All these windows open in the back as well.
This is awesome. I love these. How these open up like that, canopy style. There you go. That's awesome.
RV lingo is Jalouse or awning style.
Awning style.
I think Jalouse is awning in French for some reason.
There you go. Look at you speaking French, Nick.
That's about all you'll get out of it.
I didn't know you were so Neapolitan.
Yep.
Yeah. So cup holders.
Cup holders. Lagoon. Again, the lagoon can come right out. Comes right off this extrusion. We put one on both sides, so if you do want to put it on that side for whatever reason, feel free to do so. And then I wanted to get some more out. I told the team, I go, I don't like our outlets, and they're like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about outlets, like 110 outlets? I go, yeah. I go, I want something automotive and nice with USBs built in. So where we can, we use these pre-USB outlets. Nice little feature. Little feature. And we got
that.
So
where's the power for this? Is it here on this panel?
The power for the sofa is right in front of you, Hank.
I see it. Okay, here.
So let me get up real quick.
Yeah. Let's show the folks how this works. You can close this down here, and go ahead. So here you go, Howard. So you can still actually have your lagoon there and close it.
Yep. And we even notched that out, so for whatever reason, if you wanted to...
Yeah, I see you put a little
30 degree it and do a little lean back loft type deal. 180 degree.
Bed.
Yep. Nice flat sofa. RV queen size. 74 by 68. And again, you get
would pull that privacy down. You can
Yep.
pull the privacy window down there and show folks how that looks, Nick. I know there's people looking for you. They're like, where has Nick gone
Now
to?
we can take a nap at work. Nobody will know.
There you go.
I only use these. We get some people asking for day shades, and I just day-night shades. They're just too cumbersome. So we just do the night shades on the Galleria.
Okay.
Yep. Nice big storage back here. What we found is that with the Q Foam edition, people are now able to use this versus loading this up with their memory foam mattress topper for those particular sleepers.
So now they don't need to do the. So what do we have in these other cabinets here?
Here you've got your Jensen stereo.
Okay. So what's the deal with this Jensen stereo, if you don't mind me asking? At some point, is this getting discontinued? Are we going to like something? Like I never actually use this thing.
Yep. Some people do, some people don't. You got a radio up front. You got a radio back here. Basically, we had a lot of people that wanted.
Because it doesn't. So I know you can put CDs in there, right? But can you put Blu-rays even in here? Can you?
No, wait. This is not Blu-ray capable yet.
No. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious if it's useful to people out there. What's the feedback you guys get on that?
Well, since we've got a majority of a certain clientele of owners, a certain age, they all want DVDs.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They still have a huge CD and DVD collection, and I'm not going to tell them, hey man, you need to. No, they don't. They won't have any of it, and I don't blame them either. I've got my old Miller Lite box from college full of my favorite CDs. Everybody knows at home that box doesn't move unless somebody talks to me first, because you know those are memories you can never replace if you lose those.
Yeah. So like what I would do, and people can do that upgrade. I'm planning on doing it. I'm gonna put a hard drive up there that's connected to the TV, and then like Apple, put an Apple TV thing there.
Some people don't even turn the TV on in these things. It's just we've got so many different.
So the speakers that's connected to, it's not the whole van, right? Is it
just the back end?
It's just those two speakers there.
Just the back end.
Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes Lola likes that, listening to music and stuff when she's doing.
And again, customers use these for so many different applications. Softball for the kids, work for the family. I mean, just mobile ambulances.
So let's go to the AC.
Yeah, 12-volt AC, yes. I'm a big fan of 12-volt ACs. A couple things you get is longer run time. And most of the 12-volt ACs have what's called a brushless motor, which is very quiet. Okay. And one of the things that with your traditional RV air conditioners is, number one, they're throwaway, meaning once it's done, and you get a new AC, you can't recharge it or anything like that. Just seems counterproductive at this price point not to have something that's mechanically inclined. So this is very much like your cars. I mean, if you'd open it up, it looks like your car's AC.
So it's quiet on the inside here. Outside, I don't know, I've heard like some little turbine kind of noise.
It whistles a little bit, but the only other alternative for a 12-volt application that's existing in the market right now is when they put it underneath. So am I going to sell you a van to where I put the whistle or the brushless motor noise underneath the van? It's going, the fans and everything points down. It's going to hit what first? The cement. It's going to go back up to the body, and it's just going to play drums. And I don't want to put hush mat on the whole van, so we put it up top. Okay. So they do. Basically, this is a package system that was underneath that is now up top.
Yeah, it's not like terrible outside. It's just noticeable.
Very good.
But inside it's quiet.
Yep. We had a couple little. How should I categorize it? Water intrusion issues, not due to leaking per se, but just some internals. So we got that wrapped up.
I heard about that. Is that all sorted out now?
Yep. Customers that went through that, thank you for being patient, working with me and the team and Pro Air, and we're going to be there for you. But, you know, it's funny, after you get a chance to meet with some customers and go through a little scenario, one feedback, the customer was very frustrated with the AC. We did what we were supposed to do and took care of things. And he just said, you know what? I did have problems with that AC with some water intrusion, not from leaking from the outside. He goes, but my goodness, when that thing runs and is running, it is cold. So we're getting some really good, you know, typically in the HVAC, you want to get 20 degrees separation. If it's 80 degrees coming in outside, it's going to be kicking out 60. We're seeing some 30%, and a little bit more. But again, number one, perfect example, you folks in Gainesville, right? If you open your car and it is one of the worst days in Gainesville, and you have your car open for 5 minutes and the AC's humming, what happens to your dash? it starts sweating.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, please keep in mind that when we slide that van door open, we're losing a lot of the conditioned air. We're letting a lot of the non-conditioned air interfere, not interfere, but intrude, and you're going to see a little bit of condensation buildup, as you would see with your car. Nothing more, nothing less, okay? There should never be water coming directly out of here, okay?
If it's a really hot day, like we're in Florida, it gets really hot. The best thing to do, if you get in the van and it's really hot, open up all the windows and everything, put this on, open all the windows, let the hot air escape. Because you guys have this nicely insulated, it's going to hold it. So you let it escape. Once it's escaped, close everything. And then kick on your AC and run both of them.
There you go.
Yeah, you can run your up front
as a little starter.
Yeah, I mean the Mercedes as well as the Ford, and I'm sure the Ram. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but these have pretty good upfront AC unit. So just run both of them, and it'll cool down real fast. And then once you get there, you can shut it off and let this one maintain. I know you guys, 12 volt is because this is a lithium model, right? Or are you doing 12 volt on everything now?
So the reason why I wanted 12 volt. Was I would have Galleria customers that were traveling, let's say, from New Mexico through Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, you know, through the down to you guys, okay? And it's August, and the guy calls me up, and he's in a Galleria with black windows, and he calls me up, and he's like, "Hey Nick, I can't, who is this? I can't hear a word you're saying. What's going on?" Well, let me shut the generator off. They're driving down the road with the generator to use the AC.
This one.
They can't get this thing cooled. You know, you get 6 people in here. They can't get this thing cooled down. So one of the things that I wanted to do is so by the time that person that's been running their generator gets to the campground, they've got to stop and refuel the LP again on you know what I mean? That's kind of cumbersome. So how can we have something that can fit into our current battery system, our current system, that wouldn't allow that? So 12 volt had nothing to do with lithium. 12 volt was for our standard Galleria customers, and beyond now, that just wanted a little bit more AC without being able to have the AC going on the road without having lithium. So it's kind of like a small lithium package. Again, if you have a 330 amp AGM battery and you expect to run a 12 volt air conditioner off your 330 amp battery, I can guarantee you one thing: you will not have your 330 amp battery for very long, because it will fry it. You got to be plugged in. So one thing, if you're a standard Galleria owner, you're coming off the road, generator, this is running off this is running off your current system, which would be including the battery. Immediately get shore plugged in and immediately get those power sources organized, meaning you can't run this off a 330 amp AGM battery. You can run this off a lithium battery, but not a 330 amp AGM battery.
Okay, understood.
Okay. I had one more. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, couple other items. We touched on family and kids up front with the chairs. I get in trouble for this, but kids in car seats will never be able to be back here. I don't put any child restraints
behind this.
All child restraints will be up front. Those kids, I do not want them hitting. I don't want this becoming an issue. I want them closest to a padded seat and an airbag and parents as possible.
So in this model, it would be these two seats that are behind the driver and the passenger.
And it's actually got a clip for child restraints and whatnot.
Yeah.
You still get some storage back here behind the seat. Again, this is a 24Q.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, we were about ready to cancel this. Once COVID hit, everybody wanted people movers again and just to get out and go. So, you know, this might be the future of the airplane with these vaccine mandates.
So let's talk about models for a second, like the interior layout before we go back there. I like the one that you make that has a aluminum frame in here, and it's the bed.
Yep.
Is that the A?
Yep.
Can you get the A with the 2 extra seats?
No, we can't. We can't like play Legos with it.
Okay.
Because there's just in a B van, once you take from one area, and you want that item in there, it's got to. You're not moving parts and pieces to save space. You're moving parts and pieces to reorganize. You know what I mean? To reorganize.
Yeah.
So you're not.
So if you want that big garage thing, you've got to go with that. But you're not going to get the 2 seats here. If you want the extra seats here, then you would go with the Q.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Refrigerators. Basically, when we go to bigger beds. Like the 24, or pardon me, when we go to the 2-person, you've got stand-up refrigerators, stand-up pantries, and we just can't fit it all in here.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any other things you want to do in here before we go out and wrap this up?
Spice rack, paper towel.
Yep, this is awesome. Yeah, everyone doesn't have this either. We were talking about the garbage. Everyone doesn't have a paper towel holder.
I was
These
wondering
are cool.
if I'd get in trouble with that because people might not like where it was or whatnot. So far, it's been. People have had more comments, thank you, because we didn't know what we would do with the paper towel. So
very happy for that.
The things here's the deal. What we try to do, she is the most important thing to us. Whether she buys it or not, or you buy it for her, that's irrelevant to us. I want to make sure that while you're super excited about the times when you're taking your Beyond out, right? But I don't want you to have to sell her on a family sharing a family, something that the family should be having fun with.
Yeah.
So how do I get Lola? Because typically it's the gal that's like, I'm not showering in there. I'm not sleeping, and that's fine. How do we get the things in her home in this van?
Yeah.
Okay. How can I just help her out a little bit to give her some things that reminisce spatially, whatever, and that's why things like these items,
the mirror, the
it's the shower miser, the jewelry. You know, you got to pay attention to it. You got to pay attention to it because you don't want to be traveling alone all the time.
No, I don't.
You want to be. With
I never
her.
like traveling.
You want to be with her, but so sometimes we do have it the other way. We have a couple female owners out there that this is my Galleria, and he only comes around if I want him to. So it's both sides.
Have his and hers.
Yeah, but what we want to do is always give as much. We might not have all the flash that other guys do, but I guarantee you the other guys don't have the fundamentals we do. And it's something that I've carried with me throughout my career. Give her some residential items that she knows she can go home to. Give her some items, homey items, and it's worked for us. It's really worked for us.
Absolutely. All right, let's go up front here.
Good deal. Wrap up. All right, guys, we're wrapping up the video. One thing that we talked about on the way in here. Look at this.
It's the orange lights off or yellow, whatever it is.
35, 45 minutes. We've been here.
Yeah.
We're already at a 42% state of charge.
So it went up about 32.
Yep. So in just 45 minutes, guys. So please.
That's just running the engine, not even going anywhere. That's the second alternator.
Yep.
Yeah. That's actually not bad.
No.
Second alternator.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know, in your case, you don't need you always don't need that. And when the time comes, we will have some kind of hybrid opportunity. But right now, I don't know if I'm going to get this tomorrow on time. This tomorrow. Well, these guys do a good job.
Yeah.
That I definitely know I probably won't get this. I don't know if I'll get this.
Wow.
And it's tough right now. But we will always make sure no matter how many times we got to install something in a van because of shortages, we will be going through it to make sure it is done right, because right now everybody's moving too fast, suppliers and manufacturers included, and we're not staying on top of our game. And I'm not speaking because I always want to stay on top of my game. I just know what's happening out there. We don't
so
need
you're
to rush.
getting the vans in, right? Like I noticed there's vans here.
Yep.
I've seen the Fords, I've seen the Mercedes. Always I think you were getting the ProMaster. So the Sprinter You were getting the Transit was
Sprinter.
the thing,
Yeah,
right?
we started with Sprinter, then we had some chassis issues with Sprinter. Okay, we need to get our Ford partner, because we do so much business with Ford on Class C's. Get them in here. Then we brought in the Transit. Then Mercedes and Transit had a couple hiccups. Hey, Mike Turlip, my boss, I really think it's time to bring in the Dodge. He's like, man, that's rough. That looks rough in the front end. I'm like, I don't care what it looks like. It's front wheel drive. It's wide. You actually feel like you're in a little bit bigger coach than the Ford if you're short enough. So there's benefits to all three chassis.
It's a sporty drive.
Yep.
It's got some good oomph to it.
Yep. So, you know, we're real blessed. Got great, you know, at the end of the day, it always boils down to the people that service this product, that work on this product, that build it and design it. And I really think that we got the best guys out there. And something I always say is we've never built a Class B before. None of us. The only person that's been familiar with Class Bs in the past was Kyle, our West Coast rep, who previously worked at a Class B manufacturer.
Okay.
But why I'm saying that is we never had bad habits coming in. That this was the way and the only way to build a Class B.
Right. No preconceived notions.
How many ways can you skin a cat? You know. So we're always looking. We're not always looking to, if everybody's doing this, to do this. I don't know that you'll see a pop top from me. I'm not sure that I believe in that for what we're trying to do here. Also, that there's so many. Everybody has a pop top now. Thor alone, and not saying anything about Thor, within a year they've got 6 brands. All 6 of those brands. Really, they've got 3 brands, but they've got twins to each. So Hank's RV. You're in Gainesville. Hank's RV, you get this one
distribution
but then Lola
areas.
RV is right down the street from you, 5 miles down the street, and she has the exact knockoffs,
but a different
from the
name.
same company, just from a different name. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair.
It gets confusing for people.
Yeah, and I've never been a cloner, and that's what we call it here, cloning product. So I don't know if our business model is perfect, but it's been working really well for us. And at the end of the day, if you put the customers first and you create relationships like this and do the right thing at the end of the day, like Coachmen does, you'll get your following, and you know.
Yeah.
Just keep on doing it the right way, man.
What I would say about that is that, you know, a lot of people ask me, I've only been doing this since January, but people ask me what I would get. I'm very happy with Coachmen. I know you guys really care about the after experience after someone buys something, which is super important. You know, regardless of what you're doing with these vans, which one you get, you are spending a lot of money. You're spending like luxury car money, high-end car money. Yeah. So now what happens after you buy that? There's no way, there's no company that you're going to buy these from that everything's going to be 100% perfect all the time, because if you buy a car, you're going to have some issues with it. And if you buy a home, you're going to have some issues with it. If you buy a car/home, you're going to definitely...
That's very well put.
Yeah, you're going to definitely have some issues. What's really important is how people deal with you afterwards. So the dealership that you buy it from, you want to make sure they're going to help you take care of stuff, but then also the larger manufacturer of that thing, you want to make sure they actually care. And I see that with you guys. I see it with you. I don't think it's just me because I'm like a YouTube guy.
We got a service shop guy. People are in there all the time. Here's the thing. I used to work in a service department. I got a lot of respect for making sure things are done right, because when they're done wrong, we get to see our customers on a level that we don't want to interact with them. You know, I don't want to see you get upset. So how do we get it done right the first time? So we're growing. We're still infants. We're setting up protocols. Again, people are number one, but I can honestly shake every one of my customers' hands, and I know that we have given it our all every interaction that we've had with them. And you know, there's some people that, you know, I dated a gal that no matter what I did for her, she just, I just wasn't it. No matter what I do for her, I just was never good enough. And there's some people we won't please.
No, but you guys are very good to your customers, and I know that some folks think that that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing for you, because that makes me, I think Coachmen as a whole, right? Coachmen as a company cares about the people that buy Coachmen products, and you do a lot of things to make it feel like, hey, I'm in some kind of club, I'm in something where the people care care about me. There's a fellowship that we have these things, and you know what? That's not easy to duplicate unless you actually get in there and do the real work.
And I don't have the money to start my own business. I don't have the money to buy 200 chassis a month at an average invoice of $40-some thousand. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not afraid to tell anybody I don't. But one gentleman does, and that's Pete Legal, who's the head guy here at Forest River, who sold to Warren Buffett. His goal, 100% satisfaction. That trickles down to my boss, 100% satisfaction, and he also has a caveat. While we might not have done it right at the time, at the end of the day, we always do the right thing. And that means some tough conversations. Hey, how'd you get yourself into this situation, Nick? Well, Mike, this is what I did, and the customer knows, and this is how we're going to fix it, because you know, you're not going to hear him go, well, don't you think there's another alternative? That's quite expensive, but you just told me, you know, at the end of the day, always do it right. No, it is one way. At the end of the day, always do it right, because I don't want people buying motorcycles, cabins, boats, etc., etc. We want them here in RVs. And you know,
it shows.
Yep, and we're proud. And another thing is, finally, you know, we don't think we know everything, and we learn a lot from our customers, and that's awesome that we get the buy-in. Customer input is model change now. I just think we've got probably the tightest relationship of any main Class B builder out there with our customers. And it's cool, and you know this. You come to our events, and I'm watching people that I don't even know each other just through our Facebook pages, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I've met people here. I don't think you're going to find that anywhere else. I keep telling Lola, maybe I should not tell anyone that you could actually drive up here and camp out. Yeah, sorry, we need to come out here so you guys can get a better look at both of us.
Get a little warm inside.
Plus we're in two different lights. You know. Skin tones, man. When you have these, you know, varying skin tones, not so easy.
The maple and the fog. Anyway,
you know, the ebony and the ivory.
There you go.
Like
there you go.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's all customer based. You know, if I own a business, like I said, this is the way I'd want to do it, but I can't afford to own a business, so I have a gentleman that we're on the same page as to how they want our van customers treated. And it's kind of funny because you folks were in mid last week, and you started talking about finding an old van, and I pulled from a storage closet. What was it?
1988.
1988.
Yeah,
a picture of one of our Coachmen old turtle top fiberglass type vans.
That was so cute.
It had the white wall tires.
I remember the 80s
It's in a restaurant that, shot here locally that hasn't been around for over 40 some years. So, you know, we do have some van pedigree, nothing B-van, but, you know, I don't care about stats, money, or anything. I care about people getting taken care of. And, you know, we always try to find ways to serve in life. You know, as you get older, you kind of want to give back a little bit more. And we do know the kind of customers we have, majority, the age group. And I don't have any grandma and grandpas around, and I want to make sure we're taking care of those folks. And, you know, it's not always easy, both sides. It's not always easy for them.
It's not easy for you guys. It's definitely a lot of work on your end.
We'll never give up.
Yeah.
We'll never give up. Service. One quick thing. We got this service department, and it's amazing, guys. And probably one of the guys with the biggest hearts here is Jeff, and he runs it. And please give us some discretion. There's only a couple places I know where you can drop in to get anything nowadays. I still have to wait 30 minutes to get a haircut at a drop-in haircut. I can go to Jiffy Lube. I got to wait 30 minutes to get an oil change. I can go to McDonald's and wait 10 minutes for a hamburger, but I don't want to give you that kind of service.
Well, my barber won't take you if you don't have an appointment.
Right.
I can just tell you that right now.
Look,
my barber, Mo, the answer is no.
There you go. I like
if you don't have an appointment.
What I'm trying to say is I don't want to feel like we're letting you down, but we got to schedule these appointments. We got to be ordering parts that are hard to come by before you get here. So we know you guys take time out of your day, out of your week, out of your month to come up here. Not many people want to see B-Vans come back. We do. But we got to make sure we stick to a schedule. Get your appointments in. We'll work with you, but it gets piled up. And we just don't want to let you down is what I'm saying, okay?
I think it's tough out there, and I think that even if you're talking about the dealership end, some of the dealerships are having problems getting, everyone's getting has problems now hiring folks to come in and do it, and working on these vans takes a specialty, so folks have to get trained up to do that.
Exactly.
And then people are out there worried about their things, like you said, parts is a thing. We all need to be understanding of each other and what's happening. Obviously someone spent a lot of money on it, they want their stuff fixed immediately.
Absolutely.
You guys want them to be happy, but you have to be able to deal with them, and then the other people that are already there. I know it becomes a whole thing. We need to like be a little bit more understanding of each other in these trying times, which is not a joke for what we're going through.
No, and that's just outside of this, you know. Number one, we're always here for you, regardless of our resources. We will always be here for you, and we appreciate everybody's business. And to see this little thing go from 1 a day to 5 a day, and that's not enormous. Well, but I'm extremely happy and surrounded by great people, great management, great customers, and I'm one lucky guy.
So let me just say this, so we can end it here, man. From my point of view, as a customer, as a consumer, I'm really happy and proud of all the work that you guys are doing. I know maybe people don't recognize how tough it is, how much time you really spend on this. You know, you're management, so it's not like you're not getting paid by the hour here, but I know I see you doing it with us and other people, so I really appreciate it, Nick.
No problem, man.
Thank you. If no one says it, thank you to you,
we're blessed to have
and
all
Jeff
you folks.
and everyone else that worked so hard. We appreciate that.
No, and you know, if you would ask anybody on this complex, am I an outgoing person that loves cameras and whatnot, they'd probably be surprised if they saw one of these videos that I like doing. But it's changed me a little bit. I've become more outgoing. I used to not want anybody else's friends. Okay, I got 5 friends. That's all I need. I'm opening up a little bit. So the B-Van game's been good to me personally. And again, I say it, we're very blessed with the customers, the people we got working for us, the company we work for. And there's, you know, at the end of the day, some days you just got to realize how lucky you are.
Absolutely.
And fortunate you are, because that'll make tomorrow so much easier.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're out of here.
A little bit.
Big thanks to
thanks, guys.
Big thanks to Nick of Coachmen, as well as all the
Lola,
other folks, everyone for watching. Lola on the camera, all you guys out there, leave your comments and questions. We deliberately made this very detailed. I hope you all appreciate that. We'll try to come back and do more of those in the future. Thanks so much, Nick.
No problem. Thank
we're
you,
out.
guys.
Peace.